we're going to be making this card. This is the triangle fold card. And from this angle, I don't know if you can see that, but it folds and it's got a little pop-up element. I love this card. It's so cute. And bees are such a thing right now, so that's really cute. So I'm going to put this over on the side because we're going to refer to it here and there, but for the most part, we're just going to follow the directions that were included. So the first thing we're going to do is pull everything out. There's a lot of little pieces. You can put this little guy aside. That's washi tape, and we'll talk about that when we use it. These are all the little cutout pieces. So let's group those over here for a minute. So I'm going to talk about the card. The adhesive you're going to need. This is a template. And here are the cut pieces for the card. On the card base, it's just your standard card base. I scored it in the middle. And then what I did is I used this template. Would you line it up against the side and the top? And you just want to make sure that you score really well. I mean, because you want these score lines to go not only on the top, but also on the bottom, or the back. So even though it's lighter, you still can see it. And what this does is it helps you when you're getting ready to fold, and that's that triangle fold that we see here. See how it's folded in? Okay. So that's what we want to do. And then you're going to take this and push these in. So score that in on the back as well. Push this top part in. Okay, for a minute we can just put that aside. Now, instead of working on the card base, so I'm not going to go directly down the instructions, I thought it would be a good idea to put together all the little pieces. That way we can kind of get them out of the way, and then once we put the papers on, we can just build up on the card. In videos past, I talked about when you build up your die cut pieces, it's always a good idea to have them, to stack them how they're supposed to go. So when you have the adhesive on, ready to go, you're not, oh my God, which way is it supposed to go? Like, you want to just make it easy, right? So that one is pretty simple. Let's get our adhesive, whatever kind of adhesive you're using. So stack that. Center it as best you can. It doesn't have to be perfect. To me, the less perfect it is, the quirky it is, and I love quirky. So, and then just place that anywhere in the center of this flower. That one's done. These flowers only have the 2 layers, so this one's pretty easy. So the eye is going to be facing left, but the way the bee goes is it just matches. See how it's up on the top and then on that left side? Let me see. So you have all that left over. Again, all the way up on the top and then all the way to the left. And it's going to be all flushed on there. Just like that. But the wing should be going a little bit more to the right. Does that make sense? I hope you can see that. So once you get that, keep it down the way it's supposed to. So the eye, which is facing to the left, is going to just lay right on top of the white section. And then with the stripes, this end on the left is the hole, or the open area is just a little bit thicker than this side. This shorter side is the butt part of the bee, because this is, we're going to be able to see the eye through it. So that's how you know you have it on the right side. See there right on top? You can see the eye through it. You just place that right on top. And there's your bee. As you can put your pen just right in that hole and really just put a mark there so you can see the eye a little bit better. Hope you can see that. That's super cute. Now, when it has the words like this, it's pretty easy to know which direction it goes in, so I'm pretty sure I don't need to explain that the be happy and the be happy and the happy need to stack on top of each other. But so go ahead and put your adhesive on the backs. So when you're layering the yellow on the black does have a border, so don't place it flush to it. Center it within the letters, if that makes sense. So like how the H, you see how I'm holding this up, I'm not just dropping it down. And you see how I'm centering it and then just kind of slowly putting the rest down. And this happy goes flush on the yellow. And this one goes directly on the yellow as well. So cute. Be happy. Now we're going to cover the card front with the black, the white and black piece of paper. So you're going to use your template and just again put it against, just line it up against the top and the left side. And just hold it with your thumb and then use your scissors and just cut it off. So now your piece looks like this. And hold on to your extra piece because we're going to use it for the inside of the card. Okay, so once you've done that, oops. Put adhesive on the back of this, using your finger to kind of block between the paper and this paper because you don't want to just throw it on right away because you do want it to be centered so the black has a little bit of a border and you want it to be straight. I eyeball everything and that looks close enough to me. So once you're happy with it, go ahead and put it down. And now I want you to grab your big flower. And before you place it down, you need to be aware of how much room you have to work with. You don't want the flower to be above this or beyond this. And the reason why you don't is because it's not going to fit in the envelope if it's way up here or way over here on the side. So you can either kind of eyeball or maybe even use your template and just kind of put it there, just, you know, actually that way you can see where it shouldn't extend. And then put it, you know, as close as possible to where it's kind of half and half. You do want the most of it on the card base because if you had it over here, see how that would just kind of doesn't really give a whole lot to a base to stand on. So maybe about, you know, here. So once you do this, this is the reason why I had mentioned putting a pencil. You know, hold it down with your hands, you know, keep it together. And then in the back, you want to put very lightly your marks. And the reason why is this is going to tell you, put your adhesive on the bottom side and don't extend where the pencil marks are. So go ahead and fill this up with adhesive. When you're ready to put the flower on, I like to do it upside down, and the reason why is because I could see where the adhesive is. I don't want to go too low where the adhesive is going to be showing. A little bit higher would probably be okay as long as it was still within that triangle. But again, I still have my little tick marks so I can look at that, and also I can see my adhesive, and then just place it down and rub it down. In front of the card, we're going to put the little bee, and the little bee is going to be up, lifted up a little bit with this foam adhesive. And then take off the backing, and wherever you want to put him. Press it down a little bit. And then before we adhere this down, we're going to put some of this washi tape across. So you see how this is now when I rolled out the washi tape, oh, in case you don't know, washi tape, that's a big thing in the scrapbooking world. It's like a very light, like a paper tape, I guess, huh? So when I took it out of the spool, it just happened to work perfectly where the don't worry was there. So the don't worry, be happy. I'm going to guarantee you that's probably not going to happen with all of our cards. So you just want to pull it out and be very careful because it's very thin and it can tear very easily. But roll enough to where you have enough to cover your card front. Oops. And I'm going to move that a little bit. And I put it, oh, what would you say, maybe about a quarter, I don't even know if that's a quarter of an inch above the edge. So put one edge here, roll it down, and then just let it kind of fall. If it comes up too crooked or you just don't like that, or you really want to try to get that don't worry there, I will tell you another trick too is if you notice the washi tape is underneath the be happy. So really if you wanted to do the don't worry, you could start here and do the don't worry and then not have washi here. So it's up to you, or you could pull out your whole strip that I gave you and see if you can find it in another spot, because I did put some on the outside as well as the inside. So, you know, so when you get to the end, you can use your scissors to cut it. You can actually tear it, it's so thin. You could also do something like this. So again, it's only going up to where the end of the white paper. So put this ruler right up to the edge and then just tear it. You see how that's, yeah, that's a good tip, right? And then once you do that, and I would rub it down because sometimes it can come up a little bit. And if it does, you can always put a little bit of adhesive underneath it. That's fine. So on your Be Happy, you're going to find the spot that you're going to put it. And go ahead and put your adhesive on the back of that. Once you put your adhesive, just put it down where you like it. I eyeball, but you want it, you know, pretty much even or straight as much as possible. Ta-da! It's so cute! See how I drew a little loop for the bee? Now, if you don't feel comfortable, basically you're just doing like a small E. And it could, you don't have to do it, but I think it looks super cute. So just like that. I'm going to be putting the yellow up on the top, and the reason why I'm doing that is I'm putting the white on the bottom because that's where I'm going to put my greetings. So on the top, now you notice where the triangle is, it's on that bottom left, so which is this way. So you want to make sure, again using the template, have it lined up on that bottom left, or the left side, and then the bottom left side. So when you're done, it's going to look like that. So go ahead and cut it once you get that right. And so for this one, you're going to do the same thing. Just adhere it to the top. Okay, so there's that one. And then you're going to do the same thing with the white. And just like the front, you're going to, you know, center it as much as you can. So now what we have left are these pieces of the triangles. And if you notice on this one, I used the white on the top and then that black and white one on the bottom. And really the reason why is because the triangles have to match up. So yeah, it matches there, but we don't want the same color. I mean, if you want to, that's fine. But I think it looks nice when it's a different color. So that's why I put the white here and the black and white here, because the black and white was from the front one that was the same direction. So for this portion, you notice that it's the exact size, but we want it to be, you know, like where it's more of a matte. So what you need to do on, let's work on this one first. On this one is you're going to take off, or you're going to cut off a 1/2 inch from this side. That gives you a little bit to where it fits on there. So I'm going to put adhesive, and again you're just going to center it best you can, and then same thing with the white one. There we go. And you can just roll out. Roll out, is that what you would call this? Pull out? I don't know. And if you notice on the sample, I didn't quite touch the edge of the white, but just really, really like a hair above it. But you could do it right against the white. But I like a little, it almost shows like a little matting, so it looks nice, like it's framing it. So same thing, line it up. And you can use your ruler. So the flowers and the bee that are in the inside are all flush to that one pop-up section. It doesn't matter what the height is on this one because it's going to be in the card, because even if it folds this way and it's really high, it's still going to be covered. But you have to make sure that whatever you put, it doesn't exceed the edge, because again, if it goes past the edge, it won't fit in the envelope. You have to do your little tick marks because you don't want to put any adhesive on the part that's popping up, because if you put adhesive, it'll end up getting stuck over here. I mention it every time too, that the card itself, the technique of the card or the type of the card is not something I designed. I just do some research and I figured out the directions, the cutting dimensions, everything like that, how to put it together. But I did design the actual embellishments and what we're doing, the papers, the colors, the themes, things like that. So that's it. And then before I forget, as always, make sure you sign the back. Thanks again. Hope to see you guys next month. Bye.